Hi everybody. Today I have a special guest with me. Her name is Ingra Wall, and we're going to be talking about who was Katie and why is her story so important for you to hear. So this is an important story for me too, but I'm going to start off with just asking Ingra, who is Katie, or who was Katie, and why is her story so important for kids to hear today?
Katie was our daughter who was extremely sporty and loved people and was bright at school. And we loved her so much because she was such a happy, loving person.
So this is, if you have a look at the screen on the side there, you'll see a couple of pictures of Kate when she's a bit older. You can see that board under her arm. What's that? Is that a knee board?
Yeah, that was a kneeboard. She was very good at all sports. She had provincial colours in hockey, swimming, and life saving. And she got her swimming provincial colours when she was 8 years and 3 months old, her Western Province colours.
So that's not a story you hear every day. So a happy kid from a great family, a dad that worked and a mom that was a stay-at-home mom on purpose, who was there for her kids, and Katie was one of those unusually sporty people. What age did she sort of start swimming and getting into her swimming?
Katie at 5 could swim butterfly, and none of us ever discovered how she learned to swim butterfly. And she was in the school swimming team at 7, and then, as I say, made the Western Province swimming team when she was 8 years and 3 months old. And it took a lot of training. And by the time she was 9, she was training 4 days a week. And by the time she got to 10, she was training 5 days a week, 2 hours a day. And
So,
she loved it.
so this is a child who loved sport, who had good discipline. Um, yeah, sport was really her life, wasn't it, in many
Yeah.
ways, and made her really happy and competitive and such a healthy lifestyle, actually.
Mm.
So today we want to share a little bit about the route that Katie's life went, and this is why her story is so important because I think it's shocking for children to hear as well as for parents. What is the shock about where Kate's life went?
When Kate was 16 and she had provincial life saving and hockey and swimming colours, I started noticing a change in her behaviour a bit. And then I'd read up about addiction, and I noticed one day I looked in her eyes and I could see she had used. And that was the first sign for me to know that she'd started using drugs. Of course, she denied it, and it was initially dagga, like I think just about everybody starts on dagga. And then sadly, when you're not getting the high anymore that you get initially on dagga, she went to tick, and then ultimately she ended up on heroin, which she was injecting into herself. And that was by the time she was 18, 19 years old.
So she went from being a regular kid in a wonderful private school,
Mm,
where she was very blessed to attend a private school in the Cape, sporty, happy, a people person. So she wasn't the kind of person who was always alone or,
mm-mm.
withdrawn or anything like that.
No,
Hey,
the
Katie
kids
was,
loved her, and Katie loved everybody.
yeah.
She just had that kind of character. She would rush up and give you a big hug.
Mm.
Um, and that's the saddest thing is that when they start using drugs, your old friends start dropping away, even though a lot of them are actually doing exactly the same thing.
And so, as you can see, the value in the story is really just to get a bit of insight into not being so surprised at who chooses to use drugs and how you get stuck in that rut. And we hope that in sharing some of Kate's story, that your eyes might be opened and hopefully don't end up down that same track. Thank you, Ingra, for sharing with us, and we'll look forward to more of this story.